What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing our first Walking Dead Season 3 review. This is going to be for Season 3, Episode 1, called Seed. Now, this was a fantastic return episode for The Walking Dead, and this is, of course, the premiere for The Walking Dead Season 3. I can actually say now, which feels great to say, that I actually do have reviews for Season 2, all of the episodes for The Walking Dead, and all of Season 1. So, if you guys want to go ahead and check out any of the other previous throwback reviews, I'm doing these now, which is going back and reviewing some of the older episodes, of The Walking Dead since we're on break. And the Comic-Con trailer is just in a few days, so I am very excited for that. Now, this episode was just an amazing rewatch. I really enjoyed this one. Everything they did with, the prison, and I gotta say, the landscape of the prison is fantastic. A lot of people were disappointed compared to the comics. I thought it was so awesome in the TV series how they did it. Now, I did hear from Kirkman that they actually did want to have it be a high school instead of a prison in the TV series, and I'm glad that they made it a prison because that would have been terrible. No offense, but I was kind of hoping that we would see a prison, and we did. So, really cool. So the episode starts off. We get a really awesome beginning where you start from the inside of the eye from a zombie, and then we go in and, you get T-Dog and Rick and Glenn and everybody else, and they're killing walkers. You get Daryl, he's shooting, he shoots an owl and all that kind of stuff. Carl finds some dog food, and Rick kind of throws it. He's like, this is pathetic, we're eating dog food, there's like literally no words, said in this intro. Then they see walkers, and they kind of drive away. And it's kind of showing that they've been on the road for a while since the farm. So then we see, them, they're going out, and they're kind of talking about where to go next. And then Rick and Daryl find the prison, And it was a really awesome part. Rick just sees it, and he's like, this is it. This is where we belong. And, he knows, he just knows. And I really like that. So what they do is, he's like, okay, you guys get in that tower, Carol get in that tower, Lori, you get here, and all that kind of stuff, and we're gonna go in. And basically, it's been 8 months. It's been 8 months of a time skip since the end of Season 2, which means Lori is gonna be delivering very soon, which of course she does. Really cool. Then we also have some really awesome scenes where, they're going through, they're clearing the outside, the gates and all that, and I really like everything they're doing here. It's even showing that some of the characters from the farm, like Maggie and Beth, they weren't that tough back in Season 2. Now they're really tough characters. We're gonna do this, I think, for now on. What is the best walker kill of this episode? I'm gonna have to give it to Maggie when, she puts the knife underneath the throat. I thought that was awesome. But anyway, so they clear the prison mostly from the outside. Then they kind of stay on the outside of the prison for the night. You have Beth and Maggie who's saying, whatever. And then you get a really cool part where they're going through and they're clearing the internal parts of the prison. First they go and they clear like the riot gear zombies and, that type of deal, the courtyard and all that kind of stuff. I really like that. And then, basically what happens is they take Maggie, Glenn, Rick, T-Dog, and Daryl, and they go in and they basically clear some zombies, which this is like probably one of my favorite parts from this episode, when they're just going in and they're just clearing them hand to hand, and Rick even says, weapons, food, medicine, this place could be like a gold mine, and it is when they go in there, there's tons of things, but anyway, so then they close the gate because there's like too many walkers, but they clear the ones that they can, and that kind of, when Rick closes the fence, that kind of does come back to haunt them, if you want to say that in that way, because it comes back and the gate opens, and then in Killer Within they have to deal with it. So that's something. I really like when Rick unmasks the one riot gear zombie and the skin just peels off. Oh my god, that was awesome. Okay, so then we get a couple other parts where you get, basically, they're just going in the prison, they're clearing the cell block, and then the next day they clear the tombs, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, they all kind of get separated a little bit, and then Herschel gets bit on the foot, which was, or on the leg, really. And then, of course, they have to chop it off, and Rick's like, it's the only way to keep you alive. And he chops it, and then you see the prisoners who show up at the end, and, they're just like, oh, man, so, and yeah, they're terrified of what they just saw. And basically, like, they're like, oh, well, this could be a way out, maybe not. And, they're just shocked by what they see, right? So, really awesome ending right there. I really like what they did with that. So, this episode was a great return. You also get a really awesome action sequence with Michonne where she's chopping, like, 2 heads at one, with the sword and all that. And you get Andrew, who's kind of sick, They make it seem like she's dying, I really loved this return episode. This was a great one for season 3, great, opening and everything, how it starts with the eye and everything, and, obviously a huge cliffhanger at the end, and everything they're doing. This season is really special. I really like this season because season 3, it starts off and it finishes at a really different point, and I really like that. This one in season 5, but this premiere, I gotta say, I'm gonna have to give this premiere a solid 9.8. The only problem about this one was I thought that we could have seen more of maybe like the like how they cleared the tombs, maybe even a little bit more of that and that type of deal. But the gore and the effects and everything they did there was great. I really like that, and just everything they did. I'd give it a 9.8 mainly because I wasn't a big fan of the campfire scenes, but whatever. Again, love the casting of Michonne. We get to see like the actual who was casted by Michonne because she didn't really technically show up last season. If you think about it. So anyway, guys, make sure to rate your comments below. I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. If you want to see my Dan's Reviews updated room tour, you guys can check that out. I will link that in the description below, and I will see you guys really soon for another video. Peace.